Gucci Mane flush straight off the hip. Got a lot of money, that's a lot of grips. I don't slip and I don't trip. I just smoke that pill, call that there. Gucci Mane the flare, boy I do not care. Got curly hair, ice everywhere. See my pink and red cost damn near brick fair. It's Gucci, Gucci. You say that that's your wife, shout to introduce me.
It's not just Gucci Mane who's at stake right now. It is Big Cat Records. It is hip-hop industry as a whole. It is the consumers of music and the people who look up to these rappers. This is a serious matter.
Mr. Hudson, Mr. Finley, you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
The Wiz up.
The Wiz up. You a free man, baby. Talk to your fans, honey.
Happy Memorial Day weekend. Thank you to my fans.
I think prison is just, it's very challenging, man. Really? It's hard.
4 Gucci's artists currently locked up. And I don't even know if you have any relationship with any of them, but Pooh Shiesty locked up, Fujiano, Rallo, Young Mal.
What up, gang? Back with the real. You know what's the deal. Gone are the days where record labels like Atlantic, Rock Nation, Interscope, and Bad Boy Records and them are the gatekeepers of the industry. Now everybody and their manager getting in the label game. Some like Zone 6 legend Gucci Mane seem to have cracked the code with his label 1017 Records, but the star-studded roster may be meeting its demise. A lot has been happening behind the scenes with his artists. Complaints of mismanagement, artists wanting off the label, labels being scraped and rebuilt, and then straight up reckless behavior landing many of them behind bars. The label seems to be falling apart, and Big Guwap may now have on his hands a sinking ship. Today we're going to go into detail how this tragic fall from grace came to be with so much potential in a star roster. Let's chop it up and break it down. Radric Delantic Davis, Atlantic, also known as Gucci Mane, was born in Alabama but moved to Atlanta where he grew up and took over the rap game from the early 2000s with his trap style of music and street persona.
Alabama, I was raised there. I moved here when I was like 9 years old, went to school in Atlanta, right here on the east side, made friends, crewed up with a lot of people from the 6. Been claiming ever since because they got my back, you know what I'm saying, learned a lot in Atlanta. Get my diction from where I speak and talk from Alabama, but get the words that I choose from Atlanta, so that made me the best rapper probably in the world right now. That's the secret of Gucci. City boy, country boy, stupid swag.
Many people believe his name is tied to the designer brand Gucci, but it's actually a family name that was passed down through generations that's now his.
Gucci Mane the Flair, you know what I'm saying? The Flair, to me, is the name I made up, that means Junior. And Gucci Mane was my father, where I get the name from, you know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with clothes, not knocking Gucci clothing, but it was our family name that came down, passed down from my grandmother to my father to me. You know what I'm saying? 3 generations of Gucci Mane.
In no time, his music was flooding the streets, and his street cred was as real as it came. Tatting the signature ice cream mark on his face, he became stamped and approved as the Zone 6 Ice Cream Man. No relation to Master P or Yuckmouth, but we'll keep it going. Gucci was dropping heat upon heat like Aggressive, Lemonade, Freaky Girl, and projects like Trap God, and many, many more for real. But with the success came beefs, one being the infamous beef with another Atlanta rapper, Young Jeezy. This resulted in an attempt on Gucci's life on May 10th, 2005, after allegedly being set up by a shorty.
The long story real short, he visited a young lady, went over to her place. She was there, he was there. At one point, she opened up a door, 5 guys come running in.
The end result was Gucci taking another life from one of the ops named Pookie Loc, Jeezy's homie. Gucci beat the case on self-defense, but continued to get into legal troubles that saw him in and out of prison.
Completed about 25 hours of the 600 hours he was ordered to perform 2 years ago. It also didn't help Gucci Mane when prosecutors mentioned that he violated the terms of his probation by drinking alcohol.
He'd get out and go right back in. But his last time behind bars was the worst. It was the moment he realized he had to do better, because that life wasn't it. After being released in 2016, it was like a new man had found freedom.
The Wiz up.
The Wiz up. You a free man, baby. Talk to your fans, honey.
Happy Memorial Day weekend. Thank you to my fans. Appreciate my lady.
Love you.
Yeah.
Yeah. First day out?
First day out the feds. Appreciate y'all support on that.
a really new man, depending on who you ask. I see y'all little scientists out there. In many interviews, he recalled how much prison politics was around him, and he was even surprised he made it out the pen alive.
But at the same time, it was a maximum security prison, and you know, people were dying every week. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of death.
At the same time, Gucci was an addict, which was messing up his life. But one good thing came from prison. It was the time he had to reflect, and he decided to change and let go of his addictions and got healthy. That man went in, going in on people. Came back home clean, sobered up, and in control of his mental state. And with the new and improved Gucci, wink wink, came positive moves and big blessings. He married his longtime girl that held him down, Keisha Kayor, and next came a son. Gucci flipped the script and turned his street life into success. And that's when he took it even further with the launch of his label 1017. Gucci, taking all the experience and knowledge he had of the industry, was out to build a record label that would dethrone anyone else in the game. The label was first called 1017 Eskimo and had signees like Asian Doll, Lil Wop, and Hood Rich Pablo Juan. Everything was off to a good start, but then things started seeming not all good in the hood. Asian Doll, Lil Wop, and Hood Rich Pablo Juan was unhappy with the label management. Lil Wop plastered vids on the net calling Gucci out for taking 20% when he's not helping with anything and wanted off the label.
That nigga getting 20% off me and he not doing shit for me, bro. Gucci getting 20% off me and he not doing shit, bro. Like, why you getting 20% for, bro? You not doing shit for me, bro.
Asian Doll posted online about issues with the label and wanting off and got her released. And it's rumored that Pablo, who also wanted off, was let go because of repeatedly being robbed for his ice and rumors of him snitching.
My son, pussy ass nigga, ain't no more Pablo one. My son, I don't think Gucci can get that back for you.
Maybe Pablo Juan was going through it, and that's the reason why he was acting the way he was. And lately, there's been some things that came out that I don't really feel comfortable talking about, man. That ain't even cool, and he ain't even here to defend himself, man. So, yo, hold your head, Rich, and hopefully you get out sometime soon, player. Gucci never really addressed the drama. Instead, he did an interview stating that he basically invested $4 million into growing their careers, but he had to take an L and washed his hands with all of them.
New 1017, so you started completely from scratch because a year ago. So what about the Asian Dolls, the Pablos, the Malls, the Quills, the everything? You started.
This everybody can have their contract and just go. I lost $4 million.
What Pablo did?
Gucci was done and moving forward. Scrapping the old roster, he was on a mission to build the new 1017 and put out a call for artists he should sign. That's where things all changed. Gucci came across and signed a team that was killing it in the game. All hood dudes and chicks with dope sounds, taking over with hit after hit. They were doing their thing, and 1017 was rising to the top with his new artists. Big Scar, Pooh Shiesty, Big Walk Dog, Enchanting, K Sade, Young Maul, Roll Boy, Fujiano, Hot Boy West, and Big Fizzle. Together with Gucci as the head honcho, they formed the Hood Avengers. Fans noticed something was off about this vid though, but we'll get back to that issue later on when talking on some of these artists. And to be for real, they kind of earned that title because they took all the way off. The biggest of the bunch was Pooh Shiesty. His single Back in Blood with the voice of the streets, Lil Durk, was damn near the biggest hit of 2021. Fujiano was dropping bangers, Big Scar was going crazy, Enchanted was popping her ish, K Sade, Hot Boy West, Big Walk Dog, Big Fizzle, everybody was killing it on wax. In 6 months of starting from a clean slate, Gucci was up and winning.
I want to hear it.
As far as the eyes could see, Gucci found the winning formula. Hood dudes and street chicks that match his energy and lifestyle. They would go on to release a compilation album with the Hood Avengers named So Icy Boys, showcasing the label's potential in the booth. Big Goo Wop had it on lock, but the winning formula was unstable and the chemistry between artists began to fail. Not due to the beef or any bad blood, well that's true for some, but also due to their affiliations with the streets. They were all winning, but they couldn't let go of their past in the streets even though they were becoming superstars. The end result was the law cracking down on some of them one by one, and just like that, a great label began to show signs of weakness. Fujiano got clipped by the feds, and last update in 2021 was that he was rumored to have received a 5-year jail sentence for going on the run for a gun charge. The big slime, Pooh Shiesty, is currently fighting a case for his freedom. He was facing life in prison for a gun charge but dodged a bullet, pun intended, copping a plea and conspiring to possess a firearm in furtherance of crimes and trafficking. Reports state that as a part of the plea deal, prosecutors dropped 3 charges, including a gun charge that had a maximum sentence of life in prison. The crazy thing is these charges stemmed from 3 different incidents, one in Memphis, 2020, the other just 3 months later, and the last in May 2021. And get this, all 3 occasions involve him pulling the strap and shooting behind persons, injuring them. Bro really wasn't playing when he called himself Shiesty. Now he's facing up to 20 years, but his attorneys are trying to get him 8. So that's like an automatic out from the game right there. This generation move on quick as hell. They love you when you hot, and then when you fade away, bye-bye. Young Maul also caught a case. He was one of 6 men arrested on a hit charge for the 2021 shooting at a gas station in Decatur, Georgia. And then there's Rollo, who got hemmed up for allegedly moving weight like a modern-day Scarface. According to reports, Rollo has been behind bars since April 2018, when he was arrested and charged with conspiracy to distribute 100 kilos of dope, and is still fighting to come home. Gucci has been lobbying for his artist release, but for real, it ain't been looking good for them boys. With 2 of his main artists, Foogiano and Pooh Shiesty, not sure when they'll come home, Gucci may have to do some re-rostering real soon. Along with Rollo being incarcerated, it seems he also requested to get off the label, possibly connected to this tweet about Gucci initially not shouting out Free Rollo online.
Rollo's in the feds too. Yeah. Me and Rollo have been talking. We talked since he been out. He reached out to me and told him to hold his head. We praying for him, hoping that he get out. But we had parted ways on the music side. So he started doing music. He wanted to do his own music. And he actually gave me the money back for the deal he got before he got. Wow. That was crazy. Like, he was like, shit, he do it on his own.
But as if that wasn't enough, artist K. Sade was rumored to be kicked out the label after she was mouthing off on everyone else when she got signed. But she wasn't the only one. Young Maul and Roboy were rumored to be off the label as well. Remember that So Icy Boy's Hood Avengers trailer, right? This added evidence to the rumors because none of those artists were mentioned on the album trailer. Then the album arrived and they weren't present. So now there's 3 less people along with his top members behind bars. That's the downfall to signing only artists from the streets. Maybe he need to switch up and try a new market. Maybe a 1017 Backpack Squad or something. Sign some lyricists, man. Come on, you already know. Anyways, these hood artists be struggling with switching up to being rap stars because they want to keep that connection to the hood. Even Big Walk Dog was seen surrounded by cops arguing with his promoter over paper owed to him. That situation could have gone sideways, but thankfully, it didn't escalate further. There still may be some reason to have hope in all this bad news, though. On October 19th, 2021, Big Guwap posted a video on IG of Foogiano in his orange jumpsuit with the caption, "Foogiano beat all the gun charges." Still no word on what this all means. Hopefully he'll be coming home sooner than later, but as of right now, it's still free Foo. Gucci has had it all, lost it all, and made it back all again. There are even other artists like Ola Runt that has parted ways with the label 1017. Hopefully it's not going to be any more droughts and we won't have to deal with this and hit the refresh button. The pressure is on his other artists to pull the weight and represent for 1017 before all is lost. But shout out to Big Walk Dog though, cause he really doing his thing. Let's hope he don't sneak no poles in the club like his homegirl Enchanting, cause that's a sure way to end up like Pooh Shiesty and Foogiano. Let's hope they move smart and don't get tied up cause the feds surely eyeing them like a hawk. So there you have it. Thanks for kicking it with your boy. Appreciate the love and support. If there's any one artist mentioned that you want me to do a video on, just let me know in the comments and I'll go into more detail about their situation. Catch y'all on the next one.